On the top of the mountain, I'm speaking my spirit, I'm high like the sky. I done heal from my trauma, I'm here with no karma, I came back alive. Raising my vibration up, I feel love. I got that God in me, I got that God in me. I got that God in me, I got that God in me. I got that God in me, I got that God in me. I got that God in me, I got that God in me. I got that God.
What's up, friends and family? If you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with issues from trauma as a child, if you want to know how to shift your reality, then this video is for you. A lot of us, we didn't accepted trauma as our identity. A lot of us have taken on trauma as who we are to this day. A lot of us are victims to our trauma. And we've been living life and identifying as our depression, identifying as anxiety, identifying as the struggle, identifying as so on and so forth, right? So this video is going to teach you how to shift your reality, teach you how to be a new version of you, teach you how to heal by yourself, empowering you. And as I remember when I was a child, the things that I accepted, learned, or taught me to accept these things into my adulthood, when I was dealing with relationships, when I was dealing with different types of women, when I was dealing with different types of people, friends. I was abandoned by my mom, abandoned by my dad, abused by my mom, abused by my dad, and that became my reality. I learned how to accept that from other people. But in step one of shifting your reality, step one of healing from your trauma, is learning how to identify the issue. If you're arguing with someone or someone screams at you and it makes you feel angry, it makes you feel like you want to hurt someone, it makes you want to react, or even makes you want to cry, the first thing you need to do is identify, when was the first time that this happened to me? When was the first time that I accepted this in my reality? And a lot of times you can go back into your subconscious and realize that it came from childhood trauma or just growing pains. When you sit with this, you identify it, you feel it, you learn it, you understand, okay, why this happened, not just on your part as the victim, but also understand the person who did it for you, and realize that we are all just growing. We are all just trying to heal. So step one, awareness and identifying it, and remember the first time that this ever happened to you. Once you do that, now you can identify all your traumas, all the situations, all the reasons why you're overreacting, all the reasons why you feel the way that you feel. And this is step one. So let's talk about step two, right? Step two, that memory that you identified in your head, that memory that you addressed, the one that you brought awareness to. Let's talk about that memory. That memory may feel triggering. It may feel as if you don't want to remember it, you don't want to think about it, or it might say, damn, I forgot that this even happened to me. I forgot all about this memory. I forgot that it even exists. Once you do bring that memory to the forefront, to your brain, to your reality, right? When you do that, you want to feel it. This is step two. Feeling the traumatic experience, feeling it within your soul, within your body, feeling all the emotions of how you felt right then and there. That's step two. We almost there, we halfway through. Step two, if someone broke your heart, someone hurt you, someone raped you, someone beat you, someone did any type of traumatic thing to you, you have to sit with it, because it's time to address it. Don't keep on blocking off it, because every time that you don't sit with it or you don't feel it, you're going to be triggered by things in your reality that's trying to force you to address it. It's time to address this emotion now. Feel the emotion. Feel it. Yeah, you think that, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to sit with it. I don't want to remember it. I don't want to be a victim to it. But right now is the moment. You are not a victim to it. You are going to save yourself. You are going to create a new, better version of you. Think about it. The first time someone talked to you as a child, as if you did not matter, if you did not have a say-so in your reality, if you didn't have a say-so in your life, feel it. Sit with it. Address it. Love it. Embrace it. Take it all in. If you gotta cry, cry. If you gotta scream, scream. If you gotta shout, shout. Sit with it. Feel the emotion in that moment. And there's a second part to this too. Now you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive the version of you that went through this because you had no control over it. You did not realize that it was going to affect your reality all the way to then, and you didn't even know any better. A lot of times we're kids when these things happen, and a lot of times the traumatic things that we deal with comes from the people who were raising us, the people who were bigger than us, the people who were stronger than us. That's what we were dealing with. So in this moment, you have to say to yourself, when you feel this emotion, when you feel this memory, when you feel this traumatic experience, you have to say, I forgive me. I forgive me for the things that I did not have any control over. I forgive myself. Somewhere in your head, you might say, why do I need to forgive me? They are the people who hurt me. You have to forgive yourself because this whole time you've been accepting this as your image, as who you are. You labeled yourself, I'm a rape victim, I'm a abuse victim, I'm a victim. You labeled yourself as that. And now that you addressed it and you feeling it, right? You have to sit with it and say to the younger you in your subconscious and say, hey, younger version of me, I'm sorry that you dealt with this. I forgive me for even allowing this. I forgive myself for even loving this person when I should not even accepted this. I forgive myself for, in this abusive relationship, I seen something bigger and better in them, but I accepted that this is what it was and this is who they were. I accepted that for me. So forgive yourself. In this moment, you gotta sit with yourself and say, I forgive me. I'm sorry to me. I'm never going to allow this ever again. Never again am I going to allow this in my reality. It will never happen again, because the moment that I see it, I'm going to say, hey, I'm not fucking with it. Hey, I'm not dealing with it. Hey, this is not affecting my reality. Hey, this is not going to get the best of me. And this is step 2. You're almost there. So you made it this far. That means that you're really here. You're really at the finish line. You're really sitting and learning the message. I like you. I fuck with you the long way, the strong way. So this brings us to step 3. Step 3 is gonna be the hardest on the whole entire list. Step 3 is gonna be very difficult because, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. You have to forgive the person. You have to forgive the person who put the trauma on you, the person who inflicted all this fucking pain. But you accepted it though. You accepted that this is the way that this person is, and I'm going to love them through the pain. A lot of times, right, we think like if you love someone to death that maybe one day they'll change. We think that, but it never happens. The crazy thing is that when you sit with this idea, this trauma, when you sit with this trauma, you sit with this bullshit that didn't happen to you, that fucked you up so much. You only see your side of the pain. You only see your side of the story, and you only see your truth. Part of forgiving the person is having empathy for them. Try to understand why they did it. If someone abused you, they were probably abused too. If someone lied to you, they were probably always lied to. If someone hit you, if someone raped you, chances are probably happened to them too. Because all these behaviors came from somewhere else. The difference is that they accepted that for their reality. They accepted this happened to me, so therefore I'm going to inflict it on the world. A lot of people were abused by their parents and they say, oh, well, I turned out good. So, I don't think it would hurt abusing my child, whooping my child, screaming at my child. A lot of people think that, but it's bullshit. It's bullshit, right? It's dumb. It's fucked up. It's not what you have to accept for your reality. So, with the level of empathy, you have to say, well, how was this person as a child? Were they raped? Were they abused? Were they harmed in any way? And I just was a person that they inflicted the pain on? It goes to that saying that hurt people hurt. It's my spin on it. And so I have to sit with it. For me, I forgive my mom. She didn't know any better because these are the things that she taught. These are the things that she was taught. Sorry. She was a child when she had me. She was just learning the world the same way we're learning the world, the same way that you're learning the world, the same way that everyone is learning the world. Every single day, every single year, we're just learning as we go. There is no fucking perfect path. There is no perfect answer. There is no answer. The true answer is love. Love your life. Love your people. Love this situation. It sounds fucked up, right? It's like, how can I love a situation if I was molested, if I was beat, if I was raped, if I was a victim? How can I love that? The thing about it is you have to love it because you have to accept that it happened to you and learn that your story, your traumatic experience was here to save the world. And when you bring acknowledgement to it, when you sit here and bring awareness to it, and you teach your children, your family members from your story, the world will shift. Your life will shift. Your reality will shift. You will have empathy for every single person. They say, how can the most evil person in the world be loved by people? You have to think, even the worst people in the world were somebody's child, somebody's dad, somebody's mom, so on and so forth. So, at some point, something happened, and in their parents' eyes, they're just their children. They're just another human being. They're just another person experiencing life. Having empathy for them. Well, that's hard, right? But imagine if you were in their shoes. You're going to say, oh, I would never done that. But you don't know what you would do in their shoes. You don't know what you would do. Yeah, they're fucked up. But we're all fucked up. You probably hurting somebody right now in this moment and you don't realize it. You might be that other person in a relationship that's hurting someone and you don't realize it by saying something traumatic to them, to their experience. So, in step 3, it's empathy. It's sitting and forgiving that person, but then this is the last and final step to this, step 3. You have to find the lesson. You have to find the lesson into your trauma. Okay, why did this happen? Why the fuck did this happen? It's to bring awareness. If you don't learn the lesson, you're going to experience this for your entire life. Then, in my opinion, you're going to be reborn in a situation and you're going to have to suffer again because you accepted this for your reality and you didn't even learn the lesson. Stop suffering now. Stop identifying as your trauma. Heal from it. Be strong from it. Help yourself. You are your savior. You are your savior. When you find the lesson, then you can take on the next one. Then you can move forward. Then you can find freedom. If you allow these things and apply them to your life, your reality will shift. Because then you will realize that everything you went through was to create balance in the world, balance in the universe, help the greater good. And when you stop identifying as it, when you stop identifying as your trauma, as the victim, then you can be anything you want. You can be the greatest person alive. You can be the Christ in your life. You can be the Buddha in your life. You can be your Savior. So, if you apply all these, not only will you feel better, but you will heal from your trauma. You won't be depressed anymore. Your reality will shift. And that's one thing I can promise. That's one thing I know for my truth, is that when I accepted this journey and I applied all these 3 steps to my life, I'm here who you see now. I'm God in the experience of life. I am God. You are God. And everything is God. And these are my 3 steps. Peace, love, and light.